Here's your wrestling news for February 5th, 2022. And your headlines for today include WWE Hall of Famer makes Smackdown return, has upcoming title match been spoiled? Ronda Rousey chooses WrestleMania opponent, future plans for this angle revealed on Smackdown. Vince McMahon considering major changes to Lesnar vs. Reigns WrestleMania main event. WWE has rule all superstars must obey to compete at Elimination Chamber. No plans for former WWE champion to be competing for singles titles anymore. What plans did WWE have for Bron Breakker at the Royal Rumble? WWE signs new deal to air programming in international market. Former tag team champion one step closer to return after recent injury, and more. We are kicking off today with Bill Goldberg, who made his return to WWE TV this week. Last night's Smackdown was, in effect, a lengthy Paul Heyman promo, who spent the night trying to rebuild himself as the special counsel to Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Heyman claimed that he now realizes that Reigns doesn't need protecting from Brock Lesnar, but rather the other way around, but he was cut off by the returning Goldberg. Calling Reigns his next victim, their match is on for the Elimination Chamber 2022, 686 days after they were meant to collide at Night 1 of WrestleMania 36. This match was cancelled when Reigns withdrew from the match citing health concerns, but it all worked out for the best, as without his absence from WWE, the big dog wouldn't have transformed his career into the tribal chief who rules today. One thing that's worth noting is that with Goldberg challenging, it's all but guaranteed he won't win the Universal title, as WWE knows the kind of backlash a title change for Goldberg can have. In both 2017 and 2020, Goldberg defeated two popular full-time superstars, Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt respectively, to become Universal Champion, and we imagine WWE doesn't want Reigns' incredibly popular, record-breaking reign to end with an outpouring of outrage from fans. Goldberg's return is giving fans a long-awaited dream match, one that shouldn't mess with WWE's long-term booking, as the Reigns-Lesnar match is even more certain despite the Hall of Famer. Smackdown also saw an appearance from Ronda Rousey, who made her decision about who she'd face at WrestleMania. After confronting Becky Lynch on Raw, it was believed that the baddest woman on the planet would have her long-awaited singles match with the man, a decision that SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair was more than happy with. Saying that Rousey made the wise choice of the mother versus mother match, Flair then announced Sasha Banks as a WrestleMania opponent, but that match won't be happening. Confronted by Rousey, the pair shared a slightly awkward back and forth on the mic, and the UFC legend confirmed that she'll be facing Flair at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The segment also included a brawl which saw Rousey get physical with Sonya Deville, and if WWE history has taught us one thing, it's that this will likely cause an on-screen suspension, allowing WWE to stretch this story out. Fans can expect to see Rousey suspended from TV very soon, just enough time for her to miss Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. But now the baddest woman on the planet has a date with WWE's most decorated female champion in history this April. Speaking of WrestleMania, it's been announced that this year's show will see Universal Champion Roman Reigns face Brock Lesnar, who has plans of his own to enter AT&T Stadium with gold around his waist. With Lesnar entering the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber, it's possible that two title holders could face off this April, and that's now what Vince McMahon is wanting to do. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reports that several members of WWE's creative team are under the impression that McMahon will approve the title versus title match between Lesnar and Reigns, refuting previous reports that the plan has always been for one title to be on the line. This explains why Lesnar has been teasing the title for title rematch in recent weeks, and Paul Heyman repeatedly referred to the match on last night's Smackdown, which seemed odd given that WWE allegedly had no plans for it to happen. If this title versus title match does go ahead, it's unclear whether it would be a true unification match in which only one title would remain, or a winner-takes-all stipulation where the winner would have to defend both titles separately, like Becky Lynch in 2019. We'll only know for sure what WWE's plan is after Elimination Chamber later this month, but history could be made this April in Texas if the WWE Champion and Universal Champion both put their titles on the line. Elimination Chamber 2022 will certainly be an interesting show to say the least, and it'll also take place in Saudi Arabia for the first time ever. This will only be the second international event for WWE over the past 2 years, and the company isn't taking any chances when it comes to travel. Fightful Select has learned that anyone going to Saudi Arabia must be vaccinated and that a booster is also required to make the trip to Jeddah in a company-wide email sent to talent. WWE doesn't disclose any information about vaccination status or test results, but if any big names don't appear at Elimination Chamber, it'll serve as a big clue about what their vaccination status is. Saudi Arabia have banned superstars in the past, such as Aleister Black for his tattoos, while Sami Zayn is still banned from appearing due to being of Syrian heritage, and we can now add anyone who's unvaccinated, either by choice or medical reasons, to this list. As a former WWE champion, Triple Crown champion, and Money in the Bank winner, Big E is a huge name that fans can expect to see in Saudi Arabia, but only as a tag team superstar. At day one, Big E lost the WWE Championship to Brock Lesnar, who was a last-minute entry into the match, which already featured Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley, but Big E lost far more than his title. In The Observer, it's explained that WWE no longer sees Big E as a singles championship-level wrestler, hence his move to Smackdown and reunion with The New Day. After losing the WWE Championship, the company showed no interest in putting the title back on Big E, despite him being the favorite to win the Men's Rumble match before Brock Lesnar entered at number 30. There's always the chance that he could get a shot at Roman Reigns, who will need championship contenders if he retains the Universal title at WrestleMania, but for now, WWE has no plans to see Big E in the main event. Since coming to NXT 2.0 last September, Bron Breakker, the son of Rick Steiner, has been on a roll, capturing the NXT Championship from Tommaso Ciampa at New Year's Evil. Despite his success in the paint-splattered brand, Breakker wasn't in this year's Men's Royal Rumble, which had zero presence whatsoever from NXT 2.0. In The Observer, Dave Meltzer notes that WWE did once consider having Breakker in the Rumble match, with the plan being for him to have a spot with Dolph Ziggler to develop their budding feud. Obviously, that plan was nixed, and instead, Ziggler entered the Rumble match, lasted over 20 minutes, but without scoring any elimination, before being thrown out by Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny. There's still a chance that Ziggler and Breakker face off, as the show-off is teased coming to NXT 2.0 to challenge for the NXT title. But even if that happens, it won't be the first time WWE had plans for the two talented superstars. We've got news from NXT UK now, as the WWE's overseas brand will now begin airing in another country. In a statement from AB1 TV, it was confirmed that NXT UK will air each Saturday at 10:35 p.m. in France, starting with the February 19th episode. Philippe Charot and Christophe Agui, who already provide French commentary for WWE, will be calling the action for AB1 TV in what is a huge licensing deal for NXT UK and for the company as a whole. And we're ending today with King Xavier Woods, who is one step closer to getting back in the ring. On the January 7th episode of Smackdown, Woods suffered a muscle tear during a street fight against the Usos and was expected to be off for 4 to 6 weeks. Now, Fightful Select has learned that Woods has been removed from WWE's internal inactive talent list and has been off it since last Friday's Smackdown. This is a likely indication that Woods has been medically cleared and could seemingly return any week now. As one of the most decorated tag team superstars ever, Woods' return coincides nicely with Big E being moved back to the New Day, as the three are expected to be sharing the screen very soon. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.